4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right, now, of course, since we talked about going over the injuries, one thing we'll certainly go over, one of the things with Johnson, right? But Andrew Thomas and Eric Gray placed on the PUP physically unable to perform list. Now what Shane was saying in his news, the presser and all that was, he seems to really think. Now, of course, I was a little shocked that he came out and said it, possibly as confidently as he did say it. But I said, I was kind of, no, I really think he'll be ready for week 1. So, so the only thing I can think of is that maybe Andrew Thomas can go right now. And they're just, take time off. You know what I mean? So, but, because Andrew Thomas, when people were talking to Andrew Thomas, he's like, well, week 1 is the goal, but there's no promise that I'll be ready for week 1. And then here it was like about a week later, they were talking to Shane, and Shane's like, yeah, he should be ready for week 1. So we'll have to wait. I was a little surprised how Shane wound up talking about that, but it is what it is. But so Andrew Thomas is coming back, working his way back. Now it's also be interesting to see, Eric Gray on the PUP list. Because we got, I just can't see the guy, beating out Motor. The only thing would be, I would be shocked if we would let Motor Singletary go and save some. We would save some money. We'd save $2 or $3 million if we would let him go, right? But other than that, also the thing that we got Turbo Miller too. Guy's fast. Be a shame we can't find something for the guy. Carve out some kind of niche for the guy. Because he's, like I said before, for the hearing impaired, the guy is fast. But so Eric Gray, I don't know. Don't know. Because we had Turbo on the practice squad last season, right? Because we had Tracy, we had Eric Gray, and we had Motor Singletary, and then we put Turbo Miller on the practice squad. Well, now we got Tracy, we got Cam Scatterbo, right? And we got Motor Singletary, and you got maybe Turbo Miller maybe on the practice squad. So I don't know where that leaves Eric Gray. Because every day that goes by, he's missing more and more training camp. So it's Eric Gray's got a uphill battle this year. Just trying to make anything for the Giants. But of course, then we got Victor Dimukeje, who is on the non-football injury list. So it's unfortunate for him. So we got the Giants made a series of roster moves as players reported for training camp on Tuesday at the Quest Diagnostics Training Center. Declared physically unable to perform would be Andrew Thomas and Eric Gray. Now the thing is with that is that it's not like doing the on a list was he has to take at least 4 weeks off, or he has to miss this month. No, all they have to do is basically pass a physical, and he's back on the field, right? So the thing is with it kind of goes, we got like both ends of the spectrum here with Andrew Thomas and with Eric Gray. Eric Gray really probably wants to get on the field as fast as humanly possible, right? Because he knows the offense and all that and everything. But the more time he spends on the PUP list, they got the guys in front of him making good impressions. That might be just said bye-bye to Mr. Gray. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you got Andrew Thomas. You certainly don't want to rush him back. And the guys, he's your left tackle. And one thing is that, the longer, he's out and all of that, if week 1 is the goal, which is cool. I mean, they bubble wrap the dude, put him on a chair, let him watch his favorite Netflix show, and give him a bunch of Cheetos to eat for the next till September. I'm cool with that. The problem is that are you in game shape? You're going to start wearing down halfway through the second half or something. It's riding a bike or jogging or whatever is one thing. Playing football is a totally different animal. So, I mean, as I said, if they just baby him till the beginning of the season, okay, to make sure he's absolutely positively ready to go, it's cool. But he's going to be in game shape. And the other thing is, my goodness, can the guy stay healthy? He's missed 18 out of the last 34 games over the past 2 seasons. It's not like he had one bad year, with the hamstring. But I mean, is this going to be a recurring theme? Well, we have one of the best left tackles in football when he's healthy. Yeah, so is this going to be a recurring theme? So this is, it might be a big year for Andrew Thomas. Not that the Giants are going to get rid of him or not like that, but the Giants might have to start thinking, okay, we got Andrew Thomas. He'll be good for 8 games every year. Who's going to take his place? Right? So, all right. So Andrew Thomas and Eric Gray are on the PUP list. Declared non-football injury list would be Victor Dimukeje, who we just brought in to help with our pass rush. Right, safety Anthony Johnson got waived, so they waived him. Then they brought in K'Von Wallace, take his place, right? And free agent signing, they signed K'Von Wallace. So Giants said over the offseason they would be smart with Thomas, who did not participate on the field in spring practices. The standout left tackle underwent. Hold on. Excuse me. Underwent surgery last season after suffering a foot injury against Cincinnati in was it week 6? October 13th, week 6. That's after that. We certainly got that. That's it. Well, the wheels fell off the bus. The rest of the season, we had basic almost every week. We had a different starting offensive line configuration. Joining him on the PUP list is Gray, who has a knee injury. The former 5th-round draft choice enters his 3rd season after playing all 17 games for the Giants in 2024. He split his snaps almost evenly between offense and special teams, where he returned kickoffs. Dimukeje, who played his first 4 seasons with the Cardinals before signing with the Giants in free agency, suffered a pectoral injury and was placed on the NFI list. Johnson, meanwhile, was waived with a shoulder injury. Shame. Player can only be placed on the active PUP list before the start of training camp. The player counts against the 90-man roster limit and can come off the PUP list at any point during camp and practice immediately. So, he can participate in team meetings and use the team facilities during the preseason while on the active PUP list. He can also work out on the side during practices, but cannot participate in any portion of practice, walkthroughs, individual drills, 7-on-7s, or team drills, etc. The players cannot return to the PUP list if they sustain a setback or another injury during training camp. So, if they come off of it, they have to stay off of it, right? Players cannot return to the PUP list if they sustain a setback or another injury during training camp. So if he's got a hamstring injury, right, and everything's good to go. His hamstring seems to be good to go. Take him off the PUP list, right? And 2-3 days later, bam, that same hamstring, right, pops up. He can't go back on the PUP list, I guess, right? Players on the active PUP list could be moved to the reserve PUP list during roster cutdowns. If placed on the reserve PUP list, a player wouldn't count against the active roster and must sit out the first 4 games. NFI procedures mirror those of PUP, but are used for players who suffer an injury outside of the NFL activities. Earlier in the day, the Giants announced the signing of Wallace, who was with the team on a tryout basis during minicamp in mid-June. 5'11", 205-pounder was originally selected by the Eagles in the 4th round 2020 draft. Wallace was released prior to the 2023 season. He then spent time with Arizona and Tennessee before moving to Seattle, where he most recently played 9 games last season. Overall, his career numbers include 147 total tackles, 8 passes defense, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. Wallace made 19 career starts, including a career-high 12 in 2023, when he played 7 games with the Cardinals and 10 with the Titans. Prior to the NFL, Wallace finished his Clemson career tied for the most games played with 59. Wow. In program history. Wow, that's a lot of freaking games. He was a key contributor on 2 teams that made it to the CFP National Championship game, one of which the Tigers won. Wallace was a 2-time All-ACC selection and team captain, finishing with 178 tackles, 21 passes defense, 5 interceptions, returned for 180 yards, including 1 for a touchdown, 2 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. So, yeah, certainly had a nice, college career. No doubt about it. But, he did well the one season he was with the Cardinals and the Titans. But obviously, as I said, he plays a lot of special teams, but he also has that familiarity with Bowen, our defensive coordinator. So Wallace, might have the leg up on maybe becoming safety number 4, right? But it's always going to be fun. You got one guy injured, you can't, you let him go, you bring somebody else in. So it is what it is. But especially with Andrew Thomas, 2 things, keep the guy healthy, right? Let's get him ready for week 1. But the other big thing is, can the guy stay alive? As I said, once he got it, it was, I don't know, hindsight's always 20/20, but you go back 2 seasons ago, right? The first drive the Giants had, they got down the field, tried the field goal attempt, got blocked, went back for a touchdown, Andrew Thomas, bam, pops his hamstring, season's over. It's just you're letting your best offensive lineman just pull this hamstring. It's like, are you kidding me? Right? And then, of course, last season, right, we were 2-3 going into that Cincinnati game. Now, our offense was just absolute I can't even talk. The Bengals defense was just so pathetic. And we scored 7 points, but it was 10-7 with about, I don't know what it was, 3-5 minutes to go in the game. We scored 7 points against the Bengals at home. But anyway, we were 2-3 going to that game. Right? You figure from week 6, Andrew Thomas got injured. Week 6, the last game of the season, we won 1 more game. And that had to do a lot to do with the offense, a lot among other things. But the offensive line was shambles, absolute shambles.